Okay, by popular demand, I'm gonna do the most zoomer-ass video I can think of. It's a tier list. And as you can see here, I have all of these wonderful figures to talk about. So, let's break it down. Now, Optimus Prime right here, he's gotta go in SS. Like, you know, he's just the ultimate dad. You can't argue with it. He's the kind of guy who would just, like, let you stay with him forever, never asking you to leave, always being just super supportive of everything you'd want to do. He's gotta go in SS. Now, Sideswipe right here, I don't know that he's, like, ready for the, challenges of fatherhood, so, I don't know, he seems like a good guy, but, like, he wouldn't really know what he was doing. So, I'm gonna be generous and put him in B tier. Now, Hound, on the other hand, very similar to Optimus Prime, but he's not gonna have that ability to make you be your best self. You're gonna have to be your best self, and Hound is gonna be there to support you, but Hound, no, he's gotta go in S tier. Megatron, I mean, it's obviously, like, he's gotta go in F, right? Like, there's no way that Megatron is not going in F. He'd be a terrible dad. He'd probably be abusive and just an asshole all the time. Like, fuck Megatron. Ultra Magnus, on the other hand, now, there's an interesting one. Like, this one, I'm not sure. Like, where does he go? Does he go in A tier, B tier, S tier, SS tier? Like, Ultra Magnus, he'd be a very there dad. He'd be there for you. But he wouldn't be emotionally there for you. He's the kind of guy who's very serious. He'd be awesome to have it around, graduation from college or high school, for, holidays or whatever. You'd be getting big cash gifts from him, and he would send you, like, to all the best schools and whatnot. But Ultra Magnus, he'd also be very distant. You wouldn't get really any kind of encouragement from him. You'd be told that what you did is good, and then that's where the praise would end. You did a good job. And I don't know that I can, like, rate that higher than B tier, because, yeah, he's going to support you. He's never going to let you go hungry. But at the same time, you just need more from the guy, right? Now, Shockwave, ooh, is that, like... That's going to be a hard one. You know what? He's going to be the same kind of guy as Ultra Magnus, but he's also going to be even more distant and very demanding. And depending on, like, what continuity of Shockwave this might be, he could, like, ultimately be very abusive. Like, emotionally, incredibly abusive. So, he very easily could be F tier. But I feel like I gotta give the Decepticons at least one win, otherwise they're, like, all going to be down there. But, at the same time, Soundwave is further down the list, so we'll put it right there. Now, Ironhide, we all know what kind of dad Ironhide's gonna be. He's gonna be the guy who, like, gets in fights and gets drunk all the time and doesn't really, like, want to talk about emotions, but he can do it, because he does it. He's a passionate guy, but it's uncomfortable for him to talk about emotions. He's not gonna be the most financially, like, put together, but he's gonna be too drunk most of the time. I'm feeling Ironhide, C tier dad. Not a failing grade, not even close, but he really, he's gonna have some issues. He's gonna have a lot of issues that lead to, trouble down the line. You're gonna have a very dysfunctional family under Ironhide. Prowl, no one wants a cop for a dad. Just no one wants a cop telling you what to do and how regimented your life needs to be. Fuck off, dad. I want to do my own thing. So I'm gonna put Prowl in D tier. Prowl's going in D tier because you know what? He's, like, especially based on the IDW comic book, he's gonna be pretty emotionally abusive. He's gonna gaslight the shit out of you, make what you did feel like your fault for being stupid, and he's gonna make you feel like he's the only person in the world who has a handle on things and that you need to defer to him at all times. He's not gonna be a great dad. Starscream, also going to be a shitty dad. And he's probably going to wind up in F tier. Like, I mean, can you really blame me? It's Starscream. He's going to lie to you. He's probably going to steal your money. Like, Starscream, he's out for himself. Your money is his money as long as you live under his roof. And then anytime he's under your roof, you better watch where your fucking wallet is, because the money is going to just vanish from it. And you know what? We need to organize these. So, Shockwave is definitely going to be the least worst of the F tier. Shockwave is going to be better than Megatron, better than Starscream for sure, as of right now. Megatron might be more physically abusive, but you can trust that the dude's not going to, like, rob you. So he's going to stay above Starscream. Now, Ultra Magnus is definitely going to be better than Sideswipe, just because Sideswipe isn't going to be trying as hard as Ultra Magnus is. Like, Ultra Magnus won't be there emotionally, but he's going to be putting in a lot more effort than Sideswipe here. Soundwave, okay, like, can anyone argue that Soundwave isn't going to be an SS tier dad? Like, seriously, the man loves pets, he's got 2 boys of his own already, he takes very good care of them, he honestly values their lives more than he values his own, and he lets them be their own people. Like, Soundwave, he's going in double S tier. Now, Refractor, this one's going to be weird, because I feel like Refractor, one, he's going to be decent enough, like, he's not going to be a complete shitter, but at the same time, it's going to be really weird that he's a member of triplets, and they all insist on being married to your mother, because they're not willing to have a separate personality. They're like, no, we marry the same people, we do the same things, we're all the same. And you know what, like, that's almost kind of semi-incestuous too, so that's gonna scar you. He's not gonna be evil or malicious about it, but he's gonna leave his kid scarred no matter what he does. But I'm gonna put him above Prowl, because fuck Prowl. Oh man, talk about a helicopter parent, like, oh my god, can you imagine how annoying it would be to have Red Alert be your dad? Like, Red Alert is going to sit there and just constantly critique everything you do for how dangerous it is. He's going to always be on you about wearing your seatbelt, even if you know. You're like, yeah, I know. I wear my seatbelt every time. I never do it. Don't drive drunk. I know. Jesus Christ, Dad. Just leave me alone and let me live my own life. Oh, but did you know about syphilis? I don't want to talk to you about syphilis, Dad. Fuck. It's going to be annoying as shit to have him as your dad. But you know what? You are going to end up alive and well off for it. So I got to, like, as annoying as it's going to be, A tier. A tier for him. Springer. This is going to be like the cool dad who really isn't great at the whole fathering thing. He's too preoccupied with having a good time with you to really, like, drop that life advice on you and get you ready for the future. But you're gonna have a good time while hanging out with him. And he's never gonna make you feel bad for who you are. So I'm gonna give him a solid B tier right there. Mirage, the one dad who you can never find, right? High five. Mirage is a pacifist, so depending on how much that gels with your lifestyle, Mirage may be like an A tier or an F tier. I'm gonna compromise. I'm gonna say Mirage, B tier dad. He'd probably be a bit of a pushover, but there are worse things to be, like Megatron or Starscream. Impactor. Ah, yeah, this one's gonna be great. Your dad who was like dishonorably discharged for acting recklessly and injuring fellow soldiers. Yeah, he's not gonna have a chip on his shoulder at all. No, this guy's gonna be totally fun to have around. Yeah, no, he's not gonna be yelling at you constantly and talking about how he won the big game one time and how cool his military service was. Oh yeah, he's gonna be so much fun to be around. F tier. This man goes in F tier. Better than Starscream though. I mean, it's gonna be hard to lose to Starscream. It's not gonna be great. Barricade. So, cop, again, awful, but dirty cop. So, like, morally, that's a problem, but at the same time, probably more fun, and I guarantee you he's going to be a nicer person than Prowl. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Prowl is absolutely going to be the bottom of D tier. He's definitely going to be less weird than Reflector, so I'm also going to put him above Reflector. Fuck Prowl. Thundercracker. This guy's a dog person, he seems like fun, wants to be a screenwriter, so he probably, like, do stuff like when you're a little kid, read stories to you while you're in bed, and be just an all-around decent dad. Perhaps a little neurotic and a little emotional, but you know what? I'm gonna give Thundercracker A tier. Spinister, yes, a dumbass surgeon. He's gonna pull in a lot of like money, but like you are not gonna get any kind of like good advice or any kind of skills from him because he's definitely not even smart enough to teach how to be a surgeon. Like Spinister, yeah, he's going in D tier. He's not malicious in his suck, but he is too dumb to live, and that is not conducive to a positive and fruitful learning experience as a child. Now, Skyfire seems like a good dude, and if you say that your dad is bigger than someone else's dad, you're probably right, because he's like the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of dad sizes. I'm putting him in an S tier. He's not the cream of the crop dads, but he's not far beneath them. Omega Supreme, once again, giant dad, the biggest dad that you can possibly find, but he's as emotionally distant as he can possibly get, perhaps even more so than Ultra Magnus. I'm going to put him in C tier. He's not an awful dad, not a good one. Now, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime is obviously Optimus Prime, but after he got old and his metabolism took a shit, so, you know, it's still Optimus Prime, emotionally there, but you're not going to be like, yo, my dad could beat up your dad. Now, Ratchet, he's an old doctor, but he's also crotchety, and he's not really good at expressing affection. He's the kind of dad who's going to tell you to get a job and get out of the house really early in life. So, you know what? That's that kind of dad, I'm feeling D tier. Like, if you have to, like, fight for your place in the home, D tier. But, again, always above Prowl, because fuck Prowl. But he's also going to be better than most of the other people in this because, you know, he's not a criminal, and he's not stupid as fuck, and he's not creepy like Reflector. Skywarp, dumbass, abusive, mean. I'm putting him in F tier. He's definitely going below Shockwave, but he's not going to be as abusive as Megatron or anyone beneath them. Wheeljack, fun science dad like Beakman. Who doesn't want Beakman as their dad? S tier. Now, can anyone really say that anyone on this list has more dad energy than Hoist? Like, Hoist just rocking that basic, regular dad power. He's going in SS because is anyone else rocking that pure dad presence? Cliffjumper is that dad who's got extreme short guy syndrome. Like, he's always ready to scrap with just anyone who's taller than him, or anyone who gives him a sidelong glance, or anyone who makes a joke he doesn't like. And if he gets drunk, he's gonna try and fight you too, because he's that kind of asshole. So, you know what? We're putting him in F tier too. God, where in F tier does he go though? Because like that's gonna suck. I'm gonna put him above Thundercracker. He's not gonna punch you while he's not drunk, which Thundercracker might. Galcon is that dad that you meet like after you were put up for adoption, and then you finally meet him, and it turns out that he doesn't speak any English whatsoever, and he's really short. And he's nothing like you imagined him. He's gone completely bald, and he's from a different culture with weird customs that you're not used to. And just the emotional disappointment of it all is gonna like completely crush you, and you're gonna be like, wow, this is where it came from. And it's absolutely not even 1% what I wanted. We're gonna put him in F tier, but he's not gonna. He's going at the top of F tier just because he's not malicious. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just. It's not what you need. You spent your entire life without him, and now it's like, wow, that's really lame. Double Dealer, that dad that you really like to brag about, you know, like, oh, hey, my dad's a mercenary. He's always away, like, fighting for the top dollar, and really, he's so cool. He knows how to use all these different weapons, and gets to kill people, explosions, boom, he's awesome. But, like, at the same time, he's never around, like, ever, because he's always off, you know, in some foreign land, having cool adventures without you. And, you know what, rightly so, because his cool adventures could kill you. But at the same time, like, what kind of dad is he? He's never there. Maybe he provides money for you, or maybe he actually, like, keeps it all for himself. I'm gonna say D-tier dad. D-tier dad. But, as always, better than Prowl. Now, if anyone on this list has almost equal dad energy to Hoist, it's going to be Trailbreaker. Trailbreaker, though, can, like, protect you from just about anything. Hoist just has, like, serious dad energy, and he's a lot less athletic and a lot less fun. So I'm actually going to put Trailbreaker over Hoist. I mean, what can I say? It's the fucking... The Quintesson is going in F tier. Does anyone disagree? The Quintesson goes in F tier as a dad because it's, like, 5 dudes all fused into one. He's like John Carpenter's The Thing as your dad, but also a crazy evil scientist who really just wants to hurt everyone around him all the time. Skylynx. Skylynx is your dad who has to, like, constantly front on you and talk about how much better he is than you, and you know he is better than you, but it's also like, dude, you're twice my age, twice my size, you have a degree from college and everything, you've gone to so much more schooling than me, like, why do you think it's impressive that you're better than I am at everything? Dude, fuck off. That Optimus Prime is your dad that you loved a lot, but now he's dead. He's dead, and it really hurts. It crushes you to know that he's gone forever. So, you know what? Your dad but dead? F tier. He'd be double S tier if he was still alive, but as soon as he's not alive anymore, that's F tier just because of the emotional heartbreak it brings you. Bumblebee is that dad who was, like, not ready whatsoever for fatherhood. He was still a kid, yo. He was, like, 16, and he knocked up his girlfriend at the time, and then they had to get married even though neither one of them really wanted to at that age. And, you know, he did try his best. He wanted to be your friend, but, like, you never could find a way to respect the guy because it's you, but slightly older. So C tier. He's not a failure, but he's not good at it. Warpath is your fun dad who got you into boxing and all the kind of like fighting sports and whatnot. But outside that, you and him don't really have anything in common. So you know what? That's another C-tier dad right there. Black Arachnia, I don't know why I have this at all. She shouldn't be in here. I don't know why I didn't remove her from this list, so I'm just going to put her down there. Cup is your dad that had you when he was way too old. He honestly thought that he couldn't have kids anymore, but it turns out that no, like men don't have a menopause. He just like, you know, they just have like a greater chance of having children with birth defects. But luckily you turned out okay. He's old, he's smart, he's well established. You don't have to worry for a lot. But at the same time, you know that he's not going to be around much longer, and that's kind of hard on you. And it's a little weird having this big an age gap between you and him because like he doesn't have any idea how to use a computer. He doesn't have any idea like how to do anything. All he does is watch the news all day long. He's got that good grandpa energy, even though it's your dad. So you know what? I'm gonna put him in B tier. I'm gonna put him above Mirage. I'm gonna put him at the top of B tier. I'm gonna put him at the top because he's got everything good about Ultra Magnus, but he's also at least a little more emotionally connected to you, even if it's a little weird. Optimus Primal, pretty solid dad, very experienced. He had several kids before you, and he was good at raising them all. But he's a little strict. He's a little rough around the edges, just because he's had a hard life, and that requires a hard personality. I'm going to put him at the top of S tier because he is really good and he's really effective and he's there for you, but he is just a little harsher than you'd like. Cyclonus is going to be that dad who you know could achieve more, but he's like really loyal to his boss who you know sucks and he's better than, but he doesn't have that personal like self-confidence to really ask for that raise or promotion. So growing up, you're always going to be worried that, you know, are we going to be able to afford the quality name brand cereals, or do we have to get like the off-brand stuff? Do we have to get the off-brand shampoo? Do I have to wear like hand-me-down clothing and whatnot? Just because you don't have a lot of money, because he's not good at arguing for more. Because he really needs to take better stock of himself, and he's there for you, but it's just it leads to fiscal troubles for the rest of your life that he couldn't get you into the best schools or anything. So he's a B tier dad. He's definitely trying, but he's letting you down by letting himself down. Now Beast Wars Megatron, and that's a question right there. Like Beast Wars Megatron, where's Beast Wars Megatron fit into this hierarchy of dads? Because he's smart, but he's also manipulative. But is he going to manipulate you? Because, I mean, he might, but at the same time, does Beast Wars Megatron ever, like, blatantly manipulate his men against their own interests? I'm going to put him in C tier just because he's not actively malicious against his own children, but he is too self-centered and self-absorbed to really take them into account. I'll move down. I'll put him into D tier. That feels right. That feels good. Rat Trap. Rat Trap is the kind of dad who took you to a strip club when you were 16 and you were not into it, and he was like, what are you, gay? Because he's kind of like a shitty scumbag, and he's always drunk. So I'm actually put Rat Trap. Rat Trap is an F tier. I'm going to put him right there. I'm going to be honest. Hover, you're going to move out early in life to get away from all of his complaining. D tier. Dinobot is the kind of dad who made you get into fighting sports when you really didn't want to be. C tier, but the bottom of C tier. Okay, Scorponok. He's got all the problems of Cyclonus, but to a worse degree, as well as being a fucking idiot. D tier. He's not going to be worse than Barricade. Tracks. Okay, let's be clear here. Tracks would make for a great daddy, finger quotes, if you were in like a leather dungeon. Oh, someone's been a bad boy. But as a regular dad, he's gonna be like way too into his own appearance and his own vanity. Anytime he kind of looks at you, it's gonna be like as a reflection of him. So you better be attractive. And if you're attractive, then he's gonna be proud of you because he's proud of himself. But it's never gonna be you for you. And if you're not attractive, then he's gonna like write you off altogether. So I'm gonna put him down as the worst in D tier, except for Prowl. Prowl is still worse. Rhinox, we gotta be honest here, like Rhinox, he's gotta be getting that SS dad. Like, Rhinox is smart, he's caring, he's got life lessons, he's a medical doctor, he's got basically everything. He is the kind of dad that you would be very proud, and would be very proud of you. Galvatron is going in F tier, because he is completely deranged, he's mentally unwell, he's violent, he wants to hurt you for hurting you's sake, and yeah, you know what, Galvatron is gonna be physically and mentally abusive at every possible turn. So he's going in the bottom of F tier, even over the dead good dad, not as bad as terrible Galvatron. Waspinator is going to be just sad sack dad. Like, everything goes wrong for him, and by extension, since everything goes wrong for him, everything goes wrong for you. But that's not for lack of trying. He's not a failure of a father. It's just life and the universe fails him and constantly stomps on him. He does his absolute best at every possible turn. He does the best he can for you. But if he has, like, a job, then the company's going to go out of business. And if the company doesn't go out of business, then someone's going to stab him in the back and take the promotion that he was due. So, you know what? I'm going to put Waspinator in B tier. He's given it his all. In fact, I'm going to put him in A tier. I'm going to put him at the bottom of A tier because he is giving it his all, and life is just not letting him. Hot Rod. Now see, Hot Rod here is that dad who also had you like Bumblebee when he was too young, and he wasn't ready for it, so he had to grow up very quickly, and so Rodimus, not a great dad. A lot of insecurity with him, a lot of abandonment. He's the dad who tried to go to the store and get smokes for, 10 years, but he wasn't even able to do that because your mom tracked him down immediately, and he can't get away, even though he really, really wants to escape, and he wants to, like, pawn your mom off on her, like, original boyfriend. Like, Rodimus, absolutely F-tier dad, and he is going just below Rat Trap. Ravage is your dad that seems like great. Like, for the longest time, he's got a good job, he's, like, very intelligent, he seems really cool, and then it turns out that he was a Soviet spy the entire time, and then as soon as his mission came up, he was like, well, I don't need you anymore because I was just a spy, and you were just window dressing for me to make me look normal, and then he just pieces out and disappears. And and you never ever see him again, and he never loved you, and it's honestly kind of devastating, more so than even an abusive father. I'm gonna actually put him worse than Starscream. I don't know why Optimus Primal is in here. I forgot to take him out the second time. Grimlock, the kind of dad who breeds bullies. The kind of dad who tells you that might makes right and that beating up weaker people is completely fine. You're going to wind up in prison, but he's never actually going to hurt you. He's never going to touch you because he does actually care about you. He's just a bad, shitty dad. So I'm going to put him over Hot Rod, but he's still not great. Wreck-Gar, who doesn't love Crazy Dad, who has like all these wacky inventions that never like pan out and whatnot. Though he's also a hoarder and you live in garbage, and that's not a healthy place for a child to like grow up in. So I'm going to put him at the bottom of B tier. Now, Perceptor, he's gonna have a good job, he's gonna have a well-paying job, science dad, he's really smart. He's not like the most interesting or like fun, but he's there for you when you need him, and you know what, he's going, I'm gonna put Perceptor in the top of A tier. Perceptor goes in the highest way A tier that he can get. Bulkhead is there for you, he loves you, he makes sure that you know that you're loved, he can beat up the other dads, he's got a good job, even if it's not the best job. I'm gonna put Bulkhead S tier, I'm gonna put Bulkhead above Wheeljack. And then Alita, I'm putting Alita, unlike Black Arachnia, is actually a dad. Like, whether or not you got two moms and then one of them is a dad, or you just got, like, a dad who's weak and she wears the pants. Alita is the dad of the relationship, whatever relationship she's in. And Alita, she's smart, she's hardworking, she's very good at making sure that everyone around has what they need. I wouldn't say that Alita necessarily has the presence in media to show me that she's, like, SS tier dad, but I'm gonna put her above Skyfire, and I'm gonna put Bulkhead above Skyfire. I'm gonna put Wheeljack above Skyfire. You know, that's the way that goes. So this has been the Transformers as Dads tier list. Happy Father's Day, everyone. And that's not half what I have to say, but it's enough what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please, share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.